On the day of Holi, February 27, 1926, when we were getting high on our enjoyment, a terrible thing was happening in a corner of this great province. When you will hear it, you will shudder. You will tremble. On that day, 6 brave Babbar Akalis were hanged in the Lahore Central Jail. Shri Kishan Singh Ji Gardgaj, Shri Santa Singh Ji, Shri Dalip Singh Ji, Shri Nand Singh Ji, Shri Karam Singh Ji, and Shri Dharam Singh Ji, had been showing a great indifference to the trial for the last 2 years, which speaks of their fond waiting for this day. After months, the judge gave his verdict. 5 to be hanged, many for life imprisonment or exile, and sentences of very long imprisonments. The accused heroes thundered. Even the skies echoed with their triumphant slogans. Then an appeal was preferred. Instead of 5, now 6 were sent to the noose. The same day the news came that a mercy petition was sent. The Punjab secretary declared that the hanging would be put off. We were waiting, but, all of a sudden, on the very day of Holi, we saw a small contingent of mourners carrying the dead bodies of the heroes towards the cremation site. Then last rites were completed quietly. The city was still celebrating. Color was still being thrown on the passers-by. What a terrible indifference! If they were misguided, if they were frenzied, let them be so. They were fearless patriots, in any case. Whatever they did it for this wretched country. They could not bear injustice. They could not countenance the fallen nation. The oppression on the poor people became insufferable for them. They could not tolerate exploitation of the masses, they challenged and jumped into action. They were full of life. Oh! The terrible toll of their dedicated deeds. You are blessed. After the death, friends and foes are all alike. This is the ideal of men. Even if they might have done something hateful, their lives at the altar of our nation is something to the opposite side. Could highly and uninhibitedly appreciate the courage, patriotism and commitment of the brave revolutionary of Bengal, Jatin Mukherjee, while mourning his death. But we the cowards and human wretches lack the courage of even sighing and putting off our celebrations even for a moment. What a disheartening deed! The poor. They were given the adequate punishment even by the standard of the brutal bureaucrats. An act of a terrible tragedy thus ended, but the curtain is not down as yet. The drama will have some more terrible scenes. The story is quite lengthy, we have to turn back a little to know about it. The non-cooperation movement was at its peak. The Punjab did not lag behind. The Sikhs also rose from their deep slumber and it was quite an awakening. The Akalis movement was started. Sacrifices were made in abundance. Master Mota Singh, ex-teacher of Khalsa Middle School, Mahalpur, District Hoshiarpur, delivered a speech. A warrant was issued against him, but the idea of availing of the hospitality of the crown did not find his favor. He was against offering arrest to fill the jails. His speeches still continued. In Kotfatuhi village, a big divan was called. Police cordoned the area off from all sides, even then Master Mota Singh delivered his speech. The whole audience stood up and dispersed on the orders of the president of the meeting. The master escaped mysteriously. This hide-and-seek continued for long. The government was in a frenzy. At last, a friend turned traitor, and Master Saheb was arrested after a year and a half. This was the first scene of that horrible drama. The Guru Ka Bagh movement was started. The hired hoodlums were there to attack the unarmed heroes and to beat them half dead. Could anyone who looked at or listened to this help being moved? It was a case of arrests and arrests everywhere. A warrant was also issued against Sardar Kishan Singh Ji Gardgaj, but he also belonged to the same category and did not offer arrest. The police strained all its nerves, but he always escaped. He had an organization of his own. He could not bear the violence against unarmed agitators. He felt the need of using arms along with this peaceful movement. On the one hand, the dogs, the hunting dogs of the government, were searching for the clues, to get his scent. On the other, it was decided to reform the sycophants, Choli Chucks. Sardar Kishan Singh Ji used to say that we must keep ourselves armed for our own security, but we should not take any precipitate action for the time being. The majority was against this. At last, it was decided that 3 of them should give their names, take all the blame on themselves and start reforming these sycophants. Sardar Karam Singh Ji, Sardar Dana Singh Ji and Sardar Uday Singh Ji stepped forward. Just keep aside the question of its propriety for a moment and imagine the scene when they took the oath. We will sacrifice our all in the service of the country. We swear to die fighting but not to go to the prison. What a beautiful, sanctified scene it must have been, when these people who had given up all of their family affections, were taking such an oath. Where is the end of sacrifice? Where is the limit to courage and fearlessness? Where does the extremity of idealism reside? Near a station on Sham Churasi Hoshiarpur railway branch line, a subadar became the first victim. After that, all these 3 declared their names. The government tried its best to arrest them, but failed. Sardar Kishan Singh Gardgaj was once almost trapped by the police near Roorkee Kalan. A young man who accompanied him, fell down after getting injured, and was captured. But even there, Kishan Singh Ji escaped with the help of his arms. He met a sadhu on the way who told him about a herb in his possession which could materialize all his plans and work miracles. Sardar Ji believed him and visited this sadhu unarmed. The sadhu gave him some herbs to prepare and brought the police in the meanwhile. Sardar Saheb was arrested. That sadhu was an inspector of the CID department. The Babbar Akalis stepped up their activities. Many pro-government men were killed. The Doab land lying in between Beas and Sutlej, that is, the districts of Jalandhar and Hoshiarpur, had been there on the political map of the country, even before this. The majority of martyrs of 1915 belonged to these districts. Now again, there was the upheaval. The police department used all its power at its command, which proved quite useless. There is a small river near Jalandhar. Chanta Sahib Gurudwara is located there in a village on the banks of the river. There Sri Karam Singh Ji, Sri Dana Singh Ji, Sri Uday Singh Ji and Sri Anup Singh Ji were sitting with a few others, preparing tea. All of a sudden, Sri Dana Singhi said, "Baba Karam Singh Ji. We should at once leave this place. I sense something very inauspicious happening." The 75-year-old Sardar Karam Singh showed total indifference, but Sri Dana Singh Ji left the place, along with his 18-year-old follower Dilip Singh. Quite suddenly Baba Karam Singh stared at Anup Singh and said, "Anup Singh, you are not a good person," but after this, he himself became unmindful of his own premonition. They were still talking when police made a declaration, "Send out the rebels, otherwise the village will be burnt down." But the villagers did not yield. Seeing all this, they themselves came out. Anup Singh ran with all the bombs and surrendered. The remaining 4 people were standing, surrounded from all sides. The British police captain said, "Karam Singh, drop the weapons and you will be pardoned." The hero responded challengingly, "We will die a martyr's death while fighting, as a real revolutionary, for the sake of our motherland, but we shall not surrender our weapons." He inspiringly called his comrades. They also roared like lions. A fight ensued. Bullets flew in all directions. After their ammunition exhausted, these brave people jumped into the river and bravely died after hours of ceaseless fighting. Sardar Karam Singh was 75 years old. He had been in Canada. His character was pure and behavior ideal. The government concluded that the Babbar Akalis were finished, but actually they grew in strength. The 18-year-old Dilip Singh was a very handsome and strong, well-built, though illiterate, young man. He had joined some dacoit gang. His association with Sri Dana Singh Ji turned him from a dacoit into a real revolutionary. Many notorious dacoits like Banta Singh and Variam Singh, too, gave up dacoity and joined them. They were not afraid of death. They were eager to wash their old sins. They were increasing in number day by day. One day when Dana Singh was sitting in a village named Mauhana, the police was called. Dana Singh was down with drinks and caught without resistance. His revolver was snatched, he was handcuffed and brought out. 12 policemen and 2 British officers had surrounded him. Exactly at that moment there was a thunderous noise of explosion. It was the bomb exploded by Dana Singh Ji. He died on the spot along with 1 British officer and 10 policemen. All the rest were badly wounded. In the same fashion, Banta Singh, Jvala Singh and some others were surrounded in a village named Mundar. They all were gathered on the roof of a house. Shot were fired, a crossfire ensued for some time, but then the police sprinkled kerosene oil by a pump and put the house on fire. Banta Singh was killed there, but Veeriyam Singh escaped even from there. It will not be improper here to describe a few more similar incidents. Banta Singh was a very courageous man. Once he snatched a horse and a rifle from the guard of the armory in the Jalandhar cantonment. Those days several police squads were desperately looking for him. One such squad confronted him somewhere in the forest. Sardar Sahib challenged them immediately, "If you have courage, come and confront me." On that side, there were slaves of money, on this side, the willing sacrifice of life. There was no comparison of motives. The police squad beat a retreat. This was the condition of the special police squads deputed to arrest them. Anyway, arrests had become a routine. Police checkposts were erected in almost every village. Gradually, the Babbar Akalis were weakened. Till now it had seemed as if they were the virtual rulers. Wherever they happened to be visiting, they were warmly hosted, by some with fear and terror. The supporters of the regime were defeatist. They lacked the courage to move out of their residences between the sunset and the sunrise. They were the heroes of the time. They were brave and their worship was believed to be a kind of hero worship, but gradually they lost their strength. Hundreds among them were imprisoned, and cases were instituted against them. Veeriyam Singh was the lone survivor. He was moving towards Layalpur, as the pressure of police had increased in Jalandhar and Hoshiarpur. One day he was hopelessly surrounded there, but he came out fighting valiantly. He was very much exhausted. He was alone. It was a strange situation. One day he visited his maternal uncle in the village named Dijan. Arms were kept outside. After taking his meals, he was moving towards his weaponry when the police arrived. He was surrounded. The British officer caught him from the backside. He wounded him badly with his kripan, sword, and he fell down. All the efforts to handcuff him failed. After 2 years of suppression, the Akali Jatha came to an end. Then the cases started, one of which has been discussed above. Quite recently too, they had wished to be hanged soon. Their wish has been fulfilled, they are now quiet.